Hello, ladies and gentlemen. This is Eddie Marcus once again. I want to keep on keeping on with you. I've been on a mission for a long time, and what I set out to do, I have done my part, but I have not had the response that I had hoped for and still believe in. And I guess I have, over the years, tried those ways that have been presented to me that are acceptable, the challenges that I might have. I've taken the route that has been programmed to say, okay. But taking this particular map has not produced, and it is not producing anything that would lead me to believe that anything other than the opposite of what I reach out for is happening. And that is peace and prosperity and joy that I'm reaching out for, not for me alone, but for each and every last one of us. And I do this because I have been given a way to share with you that the hope is would open your eyes. And let me say that I would like to share with you some notes that I've taken, and I want to call this Rejecting This World's Scam. Well, money, wealth, possessions, and power, that is the magnet that puts the world on up the road. Everyone seems to be after it, or seems that everyone can get a part of it. Yes, but black people. They say black people coming through slavery were taught to hate one another. And this allows all other people come into the black community and rob them without punity. But my argument is a little bit different. It is that blacks, being the first created humans, placed in a garden of the highest order, never saw the way of all other people as viable. Blacks subconsciously see money and wealth and possessions and power as a tool of hell. Because of world power, a civil war was fought. Because of wealth and power, a civil war was fought. Nations with big sticks conquer and rob smaller and weaker nations. Now this, we all know. I'm just mentioning it. Yet hunger after these tools of hell allows banks, Federal Reserves, taxes, businesses, and each plays a role in robbery of the people. Electricity, for instance, was a given to bring light to the night and all other results of its usage. But wealth seekers and power grabbers decided to put it on the markets, as they have done with every other human inheritance. For instance, clothing. Everybody needs it. Materials, labor, but it's on the markets. Food, same thing. Shelter, same thing. Education, same thing. Healthcare, same thing. On the market, all on the market. And all these things are needed for human survival. And it was designed to be given freely. And yet it is stolen and placed on the markets. President Lincoln and President Kennedy warned us of some of these marketeers, and they were murdered for their efforts. YouTuber has a character known as Stan, the white man. One of his subjects is teaching the black ways that have been proven valid by the white man, that would teach them to rule the world and gain black power. Blacks as a people will never conform. Some will, and some will be selected. But as a matter of principle, as a matter of a people as a nation, the first created, placed in the Garden of Eden, as is Africa. I say it again. Blacks subconsciously know that all material identifiables as beneficial to humans are gifts given to aid humans in progress of creation. Blacks are aware that the Creator has given blacks are aware that what the Creator has given can never be sold, can never be claimed or owned beyond the ownership they each have of that which is created by humans for the benefit of all humans freely. I hope I got that kind of straight. If you didn't get it, rewind it, play a little slow. I wanted to do it, but I got a few more minutes to go. Blacks have an awesome responsibility as the elders, the first created, are to teach through conduct the ways of life that receives the gifts and talents of every human in capacities of their own choosing, that each one participates in the creation of all goods and services determined as necessary for the fulfillment of dreams. Humans create the goods and services for one another. No banks, no reserve, no taxes, no debts. Yet fulfilled dreams are the reward of the people for the choice, for this choice of life. Not crime and violence, gangsters and mobsters, gambling and cheating, terrorism and war, wildfires and floods. These are the dirty tracks of the wealth, power grabbers. So Stan, the white man, can forget it. Blacks as a nation will never totally act white. Whites that see the disaster of selfishness and chooses to change, whether through logical deduction or religious conversion, and are choosing to become examples of the light, are always welcome. But let me put it to you this way. The world as we know it is more evil than at any point in history. This includes all the nations of the world, as well as the USA. Who went to the polls on November the 8th or 4th, 2017, and voted for evil to sit on the American throne? The people did this. If this isn't hell, it surely is the making of it. You are being offered a better and stable and level field where every gift and talent is important and used, presenting you as a co-partner of all human creation and co-owner. And as such, you get what you need, what you want, what you desire, when and wherever you require. Think on it. Ladies and gentlemen, I feel like I kind of messed up as far as making that message as clear as I would have liked to make it. But if I took a few moments and just summed it up, I would say to you this way. This world where all humans live, where we have records, recorded records, where we come together sometimes as friends and many times as foes, there's a reality that exists. And the truth of the matter is, this is supposed to be paradise. And everything has been given, everything is in place except our attitudes. And attitudes, whether we will admit it or not, has been a program. We walked into this thing not knowing what was happening. We just became a part of it because the foundation had already been made. And what we have, if I told you the truth, is this. We are all in hell. Somewhere you heard that there was a heaven and that the angels were there and decided to violate the rules. And as a punishment for this, they were kicked out. Now, let me ask you something. What is the number one thing you could get killed for here in America? In a sense, I'm not talking about drive-bys. I'm not talking about the mafia. I'm not talking about the military. I'm talking about what is the number one thing that you can do in this country that would make this country so angry that they would actually take your life. What is it? And every last one of you know exactly what it is. You use it constantly as an excuse for knocking down the truth. Every time it hits you in your face, you knock it down because you know if you stood for truth, you would be standing against the system in which you live, not just in America, but all over the face of the earth. If you stood up for what was proper, you would be standing up against the systems that have been established. And that means you are an enemy. This system, it doesn't just exist. This system was created. It was designed to be as it is. Some of you think that you going to hell means going someplace else, so devastating. But there are places in the world today that devastation, you can't even imagine it. I mean, bombs are falling on old folk, women and children. Buildings are being torn down. Fires are burning them up. Floods and tsunamis and earthquakes and all of these things people have to endure. And they are not prepared to endure with it if it happens to be an act of nature. Because we spend so much time being controlled, being a slave to those powers. And I want you to know, I really seriously want you to know, ladies and gentlemen, for 40 years, I have been on a mission to tell you that there is another way, to tell you that there's a power. There's a power that you can't see, but you can see its action, its effect. You can't touch it, but there it is. There's no doubt of its being there. Now, most of you have never experienced anything like that. And so for the most part, you do not know God. As close as you can get to God is by hearing and watching people who are walking according to what they are saying. People who are talking and walking according to what they are saying. You can see the results, and all kinds of things begin to work within you. I can't explain that, but it's happening to you. It happens to everybody, at least who's hungry to know the truth. So what I'm saying to you is that people like the Kennedy brothers that were killed because they were telling us some truth about the game that's being played. Dr. Martin Luther King, Medgar Evers, and Malcolm X, and so many others, even those who were on the sideline getting killed and their names were never mentioned because they didn't have the popularity. But they were nonetheless and nevertheless just as important as everyone else that we know about, as important as the statuist Dr. Martin Luther King. Why do you think they gave Dr. Martin Luther King a holiday? Why do you think they obliged the people by making this big statue and monument to Martin Luther King? Do you think they did that because they were honoring Dr. Martin Luther King? No, my friends. They did that as payment to you, to keep you quiet, to keep you calm, that Dr. King has been honored more and higher than any other black man in the history of America. That should keep you calm. But what was the threat? The threat was that Dr. King had stood for what was right, and now that he had been killed, you would understand that he was living in hell, and so are you. And the reason that he was killed is because he was messing with hell's business. He was messing with hell's business. Hell say we can't have it. We got to keep the people in bondage. We got to keep them in slavery. We got to use them as we see fit. And what goes around comes around. What's happening in one part of the world might be so devastating, and then you are living fine, thinking that you are being blessed, only to realize tomorrow is your turn. And it's like a spinning wheel going round and around, and somebody's playing with it. But I want you to know that the power that gives it the whirling ability isn't the devil. It isn't the spirit. It is you, the people, who've accepted a lie and given it all of your power to make it real. Somebody comes up to you and say, will you step on the side of making the world a better place? And you will say no. They ask you why. You say, because no one else will. It'll be a scam. And I'm not going to let them abuse and use me. And so you end up being part of the problem gleefully. And so that's why they kill people like Jesus Christ. And I know many of you don't believe that Jesus Christ really lived. It's neither here nor there. I live. And I'm saying to the world, I've seen you 40 years. When I say the world, I'm not just talking to governments. I'm talking to you, the people. Yeah, I was blind, and I can see. You were blind, and you don't want to see. That's why you can't see. And so what you have bought yourself into is a situation where you are the author of all the evils that's taking place on this earth. It doesn't matter where you reside or where you hang your hat. It is the way you act. If you are in the streets acting like there is no love for anyone, if you're in the church and the only thing you can do is donate to charities, you think you're doing something, you only do that because you do not disturb the powers that be. You do not disturb the state. And so you are allowed to do that. But what can you accomplish when you're not disturbing what you say is wrong? When you say there's something better, how can that better become real in a life that's waiting for you to die before it can? Well, we know that you will be killed until this thing gets right. But if you have the truth, and that means to know that God has shown you his hand, you've seen the hand of God, then you have no idea where you come from, but you're here. You have no idea where you're going, but you're satisfied it's all right. Because you know what is the author of your being, and that is for peace and prosperity and joy that all human beings on the face of the earth have guaranteed to them by one another, that those things that are coming amongst us for survival will be guaranteed. And nothing on the face of the earth will shake that. Because our survival is dead on the line, the shining line of that. And that is, we are doing to others as we'd have others do unto us. And so by doing, the spirit that is expressing itself for our being will unfold miraculous things. And we got to put that other stuff aside, the banks and the Federal Reserve and the loans and all that stuff is a scam. You know, you heard about Madoff and that scam. It was exposed, and most people didn't think somebody pulled that off. Well, this is the biggest scam. It is pulled off on the whole world. The whole world is seeking after money. Money has nothing to do at all with creation. It's only a tool to enslave you by taking your mind and your spirit off the truth and following a lie called a greenback or some gold or some silver or some whatever you use for wealth and identifying money. So I'm going to take this moment and just quit. I think I've shared enough with you. I don't know if it's done any good, but remember, we are all in hell. Right now, we are all in hell. And every last one of us are playing a role in the continuation of hell. Please don't forget this. This is one of the world's greatest secrets. All of the secret societies know it. All of the Masonics and all of the Ku Klux Klan, the ones at the highest order, you know, Albert Pike and all those guys, they did some fine research and they discovered a truth out here that was hidden and kept it to themselves. that this is hell. Only people that they need to, work in this, know this. Everybody else think everything else is going on real fine. They're going to get a rapture and the heavens are going to open. All these kinds of things. Whatever your thought is, that's what you're thinking. But the truth of the matter is you're in hell right now. And everybody's playing a part in this continuation. The only thing that will separate you from this is if you are taking your daily steps to expose the beautiful world of life in the middle of this hell. And if you're doing it, one or two things will definitely happen. There's no ifs and ands about it. If you're doing it, change will take place. Heavenly change will take place, or you will be killed. There's no other way about it. There is no way about it. If you start living for what's right and what's good, things around you will begin to change for the human race betterment. Or you will be killed. There ain't no ifs and ands about it. If you're still walking around after you're doing that kind of stuff, you half-stepping. You neither got to be lukewarm. You got to be hot or cold. Cold means it keeping right on. Hot means you got it going on. Until next time, this is Eddie Marcus saying bye-bye.